Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dr. Ghost, and today we are going to be back in the Tier 7 Premium Japanese Light Cruiser, the SUZUYA. Now, this ship right here is easily one of the best cruisers at Tier 7, mainly because, well, number one, it follows the current meta of the game. The meta being HE spam! Woohoo! Yeah, that's right. This thing is an absolute HE spamming unit of a ship right here. The amount of hatred that this ship can put out is disgusting, and we're going to get into that. But before so, we should probably talk about the ship, the commander build, all that jazz. So, I'm going to bring you guys over to the port real fast and show you guys what I have on my SUZUYA. So, on my SUZUYA, I am running Isarako Yamamoto. He's level 15, Legendary 3. I've got Nikolai Kuznetsov and Francesco Mambelli as inspirations. I got base trait, obviously, right through. We've got Beyond Range, Igniter, Velocious, Fixated, and Fully Packed. Now, I could easily swap around my builds. I don't always use, like, the same build. Sometimes I'm always, like, playing around with them, so keep that in mind. I'm not always using the same build. So, builds essentially might change, okay? Keep that in mind. Now, for the upgrades and loadout currently, at the time of recording this video, I've got aiming systems. I have steering gears mod 2. I have steering gears mod 3. And if I was to have the credits, if I wasn't a big broke guy like myself, I would be putting on main battery mod 3. So, yeah, that's the current build I got on my SUZUYA. It's basically a light cruiser. It's think of it like a Japanese Helena. Like, it really does look like that. It's got a bunch of guns. Same kind of layout as the Helena. If we actually go take a look real quick. Tier 6 American cruisers. Here we go. We take a look at the Helena, and this thing kind of has the same sort of layout. It's got 3 guns in the front, triple mounts. They're same size as well. Well, a little smaller by about 5 millimeters. That's what she said. And, yeah. So this thing it's kind of like a Japanese Helena. I like it. And it's one of those ships that's just, yeah, it's an absolute unit to put out just loads amounts of damage. So that's the SUZUYA, guys. It's literally an HE spamming unit of a ship. So anyway, I'm going to bring you guys back over to the gameplay portion. So yeah, the SUZUYA, guys, it's literally, like I said, it's an HE spamming unit of a ship. So that's what we're going to be using it as such. Now, usually what I tend to do in my SUZUYA is I tend to go to one side of the map, one of the flanks, and I just kite around like an absolute asswipe and just burn everybody down to the ground. That's the SUZUYA, ladies and gentlemen, and to be honest, that's most Japanese heavy cruisers and light cruisers. That's how they play. They are kiting cruisers. They're just supposed to fucking go around, dodge, weave, keep your head on a swivel, and just put out loads and loads and loads and loads of hatred. Now, yeah, there's really not much else to it. Now, you also do have access to long lance torpedoes, okay? These torpedoes on the SUZUYA go out to 11 kilometers. They're pretty gross, and the maximum damage on these torpedoes is about 17,000. So, yeah, they're long-range torpedoes, and they absolutely hit like fucking mad trucks. But the only difference is they're pretty slow. They're about 56 knots of torpedo speed. So, yeah. Now, another thing to talk about with the SUZUYA is the agility. Obviously, this thing naturally has decent agility, so if you actually spec into it, you can get some pretty stupid rudder shift, like you guys can probably see in this game here. Look at the rudder in the bottom of the screen there. We are turning pretty damn quick. The rudder is very, very, very responsive, so that's something that is really helpful on the SUZUYA, is especially if you're a kiting cruiser, being able to constantly dodge and weave and do all the things you have to do as a kiting cruiser is super important. Now, the Vladivostok, first ship we actually did manage to hit was right behind that island there. We got a couple hits on range, or on target. I'm surprised we didn't get more hits, but it is what it is. But yeah, only 2 hits, 891 damage, we'll take it. Now, Vladivostok gets spotted again, but he's behind the island. Now, what I'm trying to do here is push out here and see if I can get, you know, into a position where I can burn people down. Now, this is a pretty interesting position to be in right here, to say the least. Iowa at 11 kilometers could easily nuke us. Thank God he's actually not looking this way. He's starting to turn his guns now, but he wasn't ready, basically, for us to come out here and get spotted. So that's great. So we're going to be able to turn out and start the kiting process, if you will. Now, we did just dump some of our long lance torpedoes down on range there, and hopefully those will start, you know, going out there. We might even catch them with one. Who knows? Now, we did actually set a double fire on the Iowa. He has not damage conned it, so there's that. And basically, guys, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to dodge everything. We're taking an occasional hit here and there, but it's nothing too serious to worry about. But we still need to worry because those Iowa 16-inch rounds could easily ruin us. So we're trying our best to just slow down, dodge, do our thing. I got quite lucky there not to have gotten absolutely obliterated, but you know, as you guys saw back at port, or actually I didn't even show you guys the Citadel, did I? But the Citadel is absolutely gigantor. I'm actually going to put the Citadel up for you guys real quick, just so you guys can get an idea of how big the Citadel is on the SUZUYA. It's absolutely gigantor. So that Iowa that was shooting us with those 16s, I'm actually quite surprised he wasn't able to get Citadels. I mean, just look how giant this damn Citadel is. And that's kind of one of the problems with most of the Japanese heavy cruisers, is they got giant fucking Citadels, man. And that's something you really got to worry about, something you got to watch out for. You really got to keep your head on a swivel, because if you don't, it could be your last move. So yeah, be very careful. Basically, from the front turret all the way to the back turret, that's all a Citadel. So you gotta really be keeping your head on a freaking swivel. But anyway, if you can actually manage to keep your head on a swivel and continuously dodge incoming giant rounds, like Iowa shells, for example, you can have pretty decent times and pretty decent games. As you guys can see there, we actually did manage to clip that Iowa with one of those long lance torpedoes. And since he damage conned both of our fires, we're actually going to be able to get that flood there, and that's going to actually be really, really bad for him, because, well, that's a flood, and floods are really painful, I find. So yeah, Iowa not having a good time. Now, what we're doing here is we're kiting out. I know I'm hugging the border, but I'm not exactly hugging the border. I'm close to the border, but I'm not really hugging it. But, I mean, come on. Do you guys blame me for, you know, using my range here to my advantage? I mean, literally, I'm a cruiser that can blow up in spectacular fashion. So I'm really trying to play this carefully. I'm not trying to get myself killed, essentially. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why I'm playing a lot more passively than I would in, like, per se, an American heavy cruiser. But even in American heavy cruisers, I kind of play the same way. I kite out. I don't like to take giant hits. Once again, we got pretty lucky there. Only a penetration that could have easily Citadel'd the shit out of me. So I got pretty lucky in that engagement, but at the same time, I did do a pretty decent job of also dodging a majority of his hate that was coming my way. So not too bad. So far, we're up to 66,000 damage. We've already got a first, not a first blood, but we got our first kill on that Iowa. That Iowa had maximum fun. And also, guys, I thought I should mention that battleships are obviously just way too accurate, right? That Iowa could obviously just nuke us, right? I guess not, apparently. Something doesn't check out there. Iowa was not able to, yeah, really do much to us, unfortunately for him. RNG really was not on his side, so, but nonetheless, we'll frickin' take it. That's the way of the cruiser, I guess. So Vladivostok is the next target here. He's about 15 kilometers out, and we are starting to burn him down as well. Who doesn't love a good old Russian barbecue, right? And the York gets spotted, so I'm like, you know what, I'm going to shoot him. He's actually closer, and, well, I would like to get some shells on target if I possibly could. However, we're only going to get one shot, and then he's going to die to our team right about now. Yeah. And also, I do apologize also for the lag here and there. It's just the wargaming servers. And something to keep in mind too, guys, is I literally had my PC open and I was running an internet speed test, and it fucking said it was all fine. So I know it wasn't my internet. It was just fucking wargaming shit not working. So yeah, you gotta love the wargaming servers just not working as intended. But anyway, nonetheless, it's not really the point of today's video, but I was just pointing out the lag I was getting. But yeah, guys, just to answer some questions on the SUZUYA, is she worth it? Hell fucking yes. She's a must-have if you're a cruiser main. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a must-have, but it's a really fucking good cruiser. The amount of damage that this thing can put out is unbelievable. Just the load of shells you can put out, the fire chance, 14%. Each one of these shells, not to mention, has a 14% fire chance. It's dirty, man. It's really dirty. You've got those long-range torpedoes, you got those heels, you got sonar. Overall, this thing's a very solid light cruiser, literally and figuratively. You just got to be careful. You got to play it like every other light cruiser. You can't be basically giving yourself up for free. You got to be, like I said, I've said it plenty of times in this video, you got to keep your head on a freaking swivel, okay? Keep an eye out who's shooting you, try to dodge incoming shells, etc., alright? Now, Vladivostok is pretty low on HP. I actually did load a salvo of armor piercing. It wasn't that good there, but we actually managed to follow up and get a double fire there, and that should seal his fate. Now, That could have been really bad. I'm really grateful that my RNG in this game was pretty good, because that could have been really fucking bad. Those were some big-ass Russian 16-inch rounds landing through our bow there. I'm surprised we didn't take at least one sit there. But nonetheless, we will freaking take it. We're up to 100,000 damage. We've got, like I said, 1 kill. We've got a Witherer as well, because of course we have a Witherer. We're burning everybody down to the ground, and we only have 8 fires, surprisingly. So that's kind of funny. Now, San Diego was spotted, everybody's favorite Tier 7 cruiser, the San Diego, and we are going to be able to just absolutely bully this poor guy here. Because remember, San Diego is an Atlanta class, and, well, what do we know about the Atlantas? They have no armor, so we're going to be able to absolutely pen the ever-living shit out of him with our high explosive rounds. Now, we actually lag a little bit there, and our turret gets knocked out, which is funny because the turret armor on the SUZUYA is pretty damn good. I'm surprised that 5-inch guns are actually able to knock out 155mm gun mounts, but whatever. Anyway, it doesn't matter because the enemy San Diego is about to succumb to his injuries, to say the least, and we're about to have a salvo of armor piercing loaded. We aim about center mass, and, well, he's in Atlanta, so we get a Citadel for only 600 damage. That's hilarious. A 600 damage Citadel. But, yeah, guys, nonetheless, that's about it. Akatsuki is the only ship left here. All we need to do is take him out, and that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is the end of today's game. That's our 3rd kill and our final kill of the match. So, yeah, let me know in the comments below, guys, what you guys think of the SUZUYA. Do you guys like it? Do you guys have it? Do you guys not like it? Whatever. Let me know in the comments below. 126,000 damage, 2.6k base, 3 kills, top of leaderboard. Pretty damn good game right there. Almost 700,000 credits earned as well. This thing's a pretty good credit earner, not to mention because, well, Tier 7 Premium. But nonetheless, everybody, I hope you all have a great rest of your weekends. That's going to do it for this one, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out. Stay healthy, as always.